Welcome to the Alkabulan Kenya channel. The channel about the Africa man and the African woman. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the legendary rich king Mansa Musa. Before we dive deeper into the story, I have a quick question for you. I know many of you are tuning from different parts of the world, all united by a love for ancient African stories. So I'd love to reconnect. Drop a comment below and let me know where you are watching from. I'll be in the comment section engaging with you, and if you are enjoying the content, a like and subscription would mean the world to me. Alright, let's get back to the story. A legend from West Africa. Mansa Musa, the richest man who ever lived. Imagine a time when the streets of Cairo were flooded with gold. A mysterious king from a distant African empire had arrived, bringing so much wealth that the entire economy trembled. That man was Mansa Musa of Mali, a ruler so wealthy and powerful that he would be remembered across continents for centuries. This is not just a story of gold. It is a story of power, religion, knowledge, empire, and how one man put West Africa on the map of the known world. Before Mansa Musa, the Mali Empire had already begun to grow in influence. It had risen from the Ghana Empire and benefited from trade across the Sahara Desert. Gold, salt, ivory, and slaves flowed through its cities. Islam had begun to spread into the region through trade, creating a blend of traditional African customs and Islamic beliefs. This was a time of shifting power, with tribes uniting under strong rulers. It was in this environment that Mansa Musa would rise. Mansa Musa was born around 1280 CE. His real name was Musa Keita I. According to historical accounts, he wasn't the original heir to the throne. His predecessor, Mansa Abu Bakr II, is said to have abdicated the throne to explore the Atlantic Ocean, vanishing with a massive fleet in search of lands beyond. Musa, who was serving as deputy at the time, was crowned the new Mansa, which means King of Kings. He inherited an empire already rich, but he would take it to its greatest heights. Under Musa's leadership, Mali expanded significantly, conquering over 24 cities and vast territories. His empire eventually stretched from the Atlantic Ocean through present-day Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, all the way into northern Nigeria and Chad. The economy of the empire was built on gold. Mali had access to half of the world's gold at the time. Salt, an essential resource traded across Africa. Agriculture, the empire had a strong agrarian base. Trade routes, Musa protected and expanded the trans-Saharan trade routes, making Mali a major player in global commerce. The Great Pilgrimage of 1324 to Mecca. The event that made Musa world famous was his pilgrimage, Hajj, to Mecca in 1324. He traveled with a caravan reportedly 60,000 people strong, including soldiers, officials, and slaves. 100 camels carried hundreds of pounds of pure gold. He gave gold generously to the poor and to cities along the way, Cairo, Medina, and Mecca. His generosity caused massive inflation in Cairo, and gold lost its value for over a decade. Musa became known in Europe and the Middle East. He was later depicted on the 1375 Catalan Atlas holding a golden orb. This journey wasn't just a display of wealth, it was a religious act, a political statement, and a cultural exchange. After returning from Mecca, Musa brought back Islamic scholars, architects, and teachers. He transformed Mali's cities, especially Timbuktu and Gao. Built the Jingweber Mosque and other monumental structures. Established schools, libraries, and Islamic universities. Turned Timbuktu into a center of Islamic learning, art, and culture. This era became known as the Golden Age of Mali. Mansa Musa ruled for approximately 25 years. He died around 1337, leaving behind a strong empire and a massive cultural and economic legacy. However, after his death, the empire slowly began to weaken due to internal power struggles, decline in control over trade routes, attacks from neighboring kingdoms. But his impact endured, his name became legendary in both African oral history and global maps and documents. Historians and economists estimate that Mansa Musa's wealth was so vast, it's nearly impossible to calculate in today's dollars. Some say he would have been worth over $400 billion, making him arguably the richest individual in recorded ancient history. Yet he used his wealth not only to display power but to build, educate, and uplift. Mansa Musa's story is often overlooked in mainstream history. But it challenges the narrative that Africa was poor or powerless before colonization. His empire shows that Africa had civilizations with great wealth, global influence, intellectual and religious institutions. Musa's life is a reminder that African history is full of greatness, complexity, and innovation. To conclude, Mansa Musa wasn't just a king. He was a visionary, a builder, and a bridge between cultures. He left an imprint not just in gold, but in legacy. In telling his story, we reclaim a chapter of world history that proves the power, wealth, and wisdom that flourished on the African continent long before the world paid attention. He is the man who made the world take notice of Africa. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the ancient African stories. Leave your thoughts in the comment below. I'd love to hear your comments, and if you would like to learn and know more about the ancient African stories, be sure to hit that subscription button and turn on notifications. Which ancient African story would you like me to cover next? Let me know.